Hey everybody, welcome back to Opals and Oversharing. I'm Amalia.
And I'm Morgan, and today we're answering all of your running questions. So thank you to everybody who submitted one.
Yeah, how exciting.
It's gonna
So
be
many
fun.
good questions, honestly.
Yeah. It's gonna kick off
Uh,
our This is like, it's officially outdoor season across the board, so
I know.
it's so
I'm
exciting.
excited. I
Yeah.
got new track spikes too, so it's
Are those the new
outdoor.
dragonflies that you got?
Yes, they're so nice. They literally copy New Balance. They have like the permanent built-in spikes and the plates on the outside, but
That's crazy.
they're legal.
Dude, the
So,
newest the newest New Balance spikes that I got don't even have the permanent spikes.
oh,
So they like went backwards.
oh.
So
I don't like it 'cause I had the ones that I had to put spikes in with my old dragonflies from like the first round of dragonflies that ever came out that I've been wearing for so long. And every time I run in them, I lose like 2 spikes.
that's what happens to me. It's always the outer one.
So annoying. Yes, or like the front two.
I never had
One of
that.
those.
Mine's always like on the outer, like this part right here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh wait, no,
yeah.
no, this
Okay,
part.
next one.
Yeah,
Yeah, this side. Yeah.
pisses me off. And then I have like OCD, and I'm like, okay, it's not gonna affect your race, but like before, I'm like, oh, I'm missing a spike. Anyways.
Bro, literally. Yeah.
But the new
Okay.
dragonflies look really nice. Maybe I'll invest since now I don't have to be tied down to New Balance.
Yeah,
Slay.
they're really pretty too. So.
They are pretty.
Mhm.
They kind of go with their Suffolk uniform a little bit.
That's what I was thinking. So there was orange ones and there was white and blue, and I was like, okay, white and blue.
Yeah, white always looks better, anyways.
All right, our
Anyways,
first question. If you asked a question, it's gonna get answered. This is all the questions that we had. So
shout out
get
to Amalia. She's the one who rallied all these together.
it was okay, but okay. First question: what was one thing you wish you'd known before you started running 70+ miles a week? That's like such a good one. I don't even remember. That would have been like freshman year. I don't think I ran 70 miles my freshman year.
And I'm trying to think of the first time I did run 70 miles.
I think I hit 70 once in the fall of freshman year.
Okay.
And I like went into BMed's office, into a coach's office, and I was like, I hit 70 miles a week. Like, I feel terrible. Like, and I was like, girl, you were fine. But
I feel like okay, well, I don't really know the first time I hit 70 miles, but I will say from high school to college, it was a huge jump in mileage for me. Like, I went from running maybe like, I don't even know, maybe 30 miles a week, maybe in high school, to like, probably at least 50 or 60, at least that summer. And right off the bat, so in high school, I would just run all of my easy days like super fast. Like, I'd get down to sub 7 pace every single day just because like I had no idea what I was doing and it was fun. But I tried to do the same thing with more mileage, and right away my T-band blew up. And so I think the first thing I would say is that your easy days really should be easy and your hard days hard, which is like such a common rule of thumb, but like that's something I didn't really know how to gauge.
yeah, I definitely agree. Like, the more you go up in mileage, like for real, the slower you have to go
For
on
sure.
easy runs.
And I think that's another thing too. Last year I went so back and forth, I was like, well, maybe I'm low mileage, maybe I'm high mileage, I don't really know. But I don't think it really matters. Like, I think you kind of have to find what works for you. But in my opinion, I think it's better to run the most amount of miles you can, but go at the right effort, And that is one thing, like, both of us have really honed in on this whole year is taking things really slow and training within yourself.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like, as much mileage, especially as you get older, not in high school. If you're in high school, run as little as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Because then you get to college and you'll bump up your mileage and you're going to improve so much. But if you do that
It's time to wake up.
oh my gosh, why did I set that? And I stopped the freaking audio. It's okay, I can
You have to splice it together. I'm gonna turn up the
Okay.
volume.
What was I saying? Oh yeah. If you're in high school and you're running a ton of mileage, like, you're just not giving yourself very much grace to improve going forward. But in college, like, as you get older, like, we're both like 24 years old, so we're not giving advice necessarily to like a 12-year-old or 13-year-old in high school or something.
For sure.
But as you get older, I think, like, the more mileage you can handle and be happy, healthy, and, like, feeling okay is the best option.
Yeah. I think as long as you're happy and, like, have energy to do stuff outside of running, that's a good rule of thumb that you're doing things at the right effort. And when we say easy days, y'all, we mean easy. Like it should feel like you're going for, like, it should be enjoyable and you should look forward to it.
Yeah, like, I can talk the entire time. Like, yeah. I am not gasping whatsoever.
My legs don't ache at the end.
Like, okay, maybe there's some days where I don't feel great on an easy run.
Yeah.
But I'm not, like, having to stop or wanting to stop. Like, I'm not, like, hands on my knees after the run or feeling super lactic at all or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
It feels the same as a walk. Yeah.
And I think another thing, too, is, like, after easy days, like, strides actually are super important. I don't know what your opinion is on that, actually, but I think they are. Because just because you're running 70-plus miles a week doesn't mean you're just going to get, like, speed improvement, you know? And, like, the best way to improve your actual leg speed and turnover is strides. So I would add that, too, is that you should also not get lazy with the drills and strides.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely agree. I could be better with strides, but I think they're important, even though I'm not the best with them.
That's how I am with weights. I could be better, but I think they're important.
Same with me, but it's okay. But that's what we say. The next question is, when you have no appetite after your runs, what do you do? Well, no, what do you eat to make sure you're still fueling properly?
Well, if you listened before, you probably know Amalia is a big fan of protein shakes from the vending machine.
Oh, yeah. Especially after work. Well, I'm not anymore because we don't go to the indoor track anymore.
Oh, shoot.
But it's okay because I can get, like, the extra yummy ones from the 7-Eleven next to our athletic
extra
building.
Yummy ones? What, like the muscle milk? Or the Fairlife protein?
Yeah, those ones are really good.
So good.
Oh. And there's, like, another brand that's a little bit cheaper that I like instead of Fairlife. But, so good. But I'm going to be so honest. I feel like I am always looking forward to what I'm going to eat after my run.
I'm not that way at all. I
really?
have to drink I have to drink my like, especially after a hard workout. And this is actually a fun fact. Taylor just told me this over breakfast, that the reason you aren't, this is from Maddie Alm's Feeling Forward podcast, so snowballing into our podcast, but the reason sometimes you're not hungry after, like, a hard effort race, workout, or whatever is because your core body temperature is high and, like, it depresses your appetite. So, fun fact, that's why.
Interesting.
But
that's interesting because I struggle to eat something after a cold, like, a really cold run. Like,
really?
Here. Like, all I want to do is drink, like, hot chocolate and coffee.
Maybe you're just built different.
And then once I have that, I can, like, have oatmeal or yogurt or something.
Maybe it's just, like, you're so cold that you have to, come back to, like, homeostasis.
True. Maybe it's not that I'm hungry. Maybe it's because I'm just, like, freezing and I don't want to make something because I'm so cold.
After a cold run, all I want to do is hop in the shower, but... But I'm a big advocate for smoothies and chocolate milk. The Promised Land chocolate milk, that's been my new find in the store. It's so good. It's like literally drinking chocolate ice cream. I swear, it's so buzzing. But or protein shakes. Amalia and I used to get the big packs of the Premier protein shakes from Walmart, but Walmart brand, because it's the same thing but cheaper. And that used to be maybe I should get back on that, but
on those.
They're kind of expensive.
Yeah, they're really expensive here, so I haven't had one since I was in Tulsa, so. Yeah,
I haven't had them, but that's what I did a lot.
Same.
In 2021, when we lived together in the ranks.
I also, like, whenever I'm, like, coming from a workout and I was, like, going to a class for an hour and I couldn't, like, get something to eat, really, like, a big meal. Like, I was gonna eat after class, but I had to go straight to class. My go-to, maybe if I felt, like, a little bit nauseous or, like, wasn't super hungry, was one of the protein shakes, the Premier protein shakes,
Mm-hmm.
like, to go, and then an entire box of, like, the Safeway watermelon.
Fire.
That was my go-to, because it was, like, refreshing, and I was drinking it.
Yeah.
But I was getting, like, simple carbs and protein, and that's, like, 200 calories.
And you're rehydrating with that, too.
Yeah, and, like, it was gonna hold me for an hour until I could go home and eat, like, a bowl of oatmeal on some toast.
Yeah. I feel like that's the name of the game, right? To get whatever you can in. Like, whatever sounds good. Even if that's, like, it doesn't matter what it is. Because most of the time after, like, a long run or something, all I want is pop or a fruit, you know? Or, like, a popsicle. And, like, even though maybe, like, a soda or whatever isn't the most healthy, like, it's at least something. And then, like, once you cool down and, like, get ready to eat, then you'll be ready. But then, here's the thing I run into, though. I'll finish a run, I'll have, like, a fat thing of chocolate milk, and then I'm not hungry for dinner. Then I, like, struggle to eat dinner. So then it's, like, trying to find the balance between that can be sometimes tricky, I guess.
Yeah, I definitely get that. But I, like, genuinely like the, like, eating. So I will rally.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not hungry, I'm like, girl, you gotta eat this.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you have to force it.
Sometimes you kind of have to force yourself a little bit, sadly.
I would just say is find something that you really like so that it's not, like, something maybe, like, it's not dry. Like, there's a guy on our team named Dayton, and he would, like, for people that don't know, I know you know Dayton, but he would eat PB&Js, like, right after workout, and I could not do that. Not to save my life. Like, that sounds so dry and so, like, ugh.
Yeah. But, like, anything works. Like, if you need to eat a pack of Skittles, like, that's better. Especially after, like, a workout. Like, some carbs and a little bit of protein. Okay, Skittles don't have protein. But maybe, like, some peanut M&Ms.
Yeah.
That's better than nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, just keep something on hand. Granola bars. My favorite granola bars have been the Clean. They're called Clean. But they're so bussin'. They're, like, I literally feel like I'm eating a chocolate bar.
Dang.
So, the peanut butter chocolate flavor. Anyways, it's a side note.
Okay. But anyway, on to the next question. What do you do to concentrate on your runs?
Concentrating on runs.
Like, focusing, right? Like, I feel like a lot of people often struggle with, like, mid-run, they're like, I don't want to do this. Or I want to quit.
I guess, like, sometimes you want to get, like, to halfway and you're like, oh, I don't want to go all the way back.
Yeah.
So my first piece of advice would be to not even think about that. Like, maybe try to, like, I don't know.
I always, like, be like, maybe I'm not even to halfway yet, and I'm like, okay, once I get to halfway, I am basically done.
Yeah.
Or, like, everything will get better after halfway. Even if it doesn't, like, think of it as, like, a glass half full mindset.
Yes.
Being like, oh, like, once I get to halfway, like, I'm so close to being done. Instead of being like, oh, I'm halfway, I still have halfway to go.
I feel like the most I ever feel like that is when I'm on a long run. But I've actually found it really helpful to split my long run into 4s. So say I have, like, 16 miles or something. Then once I get to 8 miles, like, I just have to get through the next 4. That's the hardest part to me. And then when I have, like, the last 4, it's like, okay, I can do anything for 30 minutes or so, you know? So, like, that's actually kind of helped me.
That's how I'll do that, too.
But then, what you're saying, too, like, kind of, like, treating yourself, like, making... I've also another thing, too, is, like, I won't play music until I get to a certain thing. And then I've earned it.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
Sorry.
Like, audiobooks. But I feel like also sometimes people think that they have to focus on the run about running. Be like, I'm running. And, like,
just...
I'm going to be so honest. Like, that's my fun daydream creative time. Like, I don't concentrate. I'm thinking about, like, philosophies of life and, like...
I know. I think that's kind of why this is, like, a hard question to answer. Because I'm like, like, I think of an easy day, and I'm like, I am the least concentrated on an easy day. Like,
easy day, I'm not focused. Maybe
I'm like,
in working.
What song do I want to play? And I'm gonna text this person back real fast, and I'm gonna yap to this person, like.
Yeah, or I'm, like, thinking about, like, I don't even know, like, literally, like, psychology, that I don't know anything about that, but I'll just be, like, thinking about ideas. I don't know. It's fun.
No,
it's, like, literally
yeah.
time. But when I'm in workouts to concentrate, sometimes it's, like, sucking. But if I have someone ahead of me, I'd be like, just look at their back.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't have anyone ahead of me, my quote this indoor season has been, nothing good in life is easy. And that one really, like, that one makes me, like, like, go a little harder.
I feel like, yeah, like, mantras in general can help you, like, through workouts, you know? Because I've had times where I'm just not in the mood to work out, but then I'll tell myself, like, I don't know what I'll tell myself, but I'll tell myself something, and then I, like, regroup and actually end up having a really good workout. Or I think even for workouts, like, just saying, you know, what if you have, like, K repeats and you're like, 2 more, and you're like, okay, I can do anything for 7 minutes, you know?
Yeah.
Or, like, it's 7 minutes of my day to give, like, I can do that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, like, trying to just break it up like that. But also visualizing yourself as, like, a professional runner in a workout video. I don't know if you've ever done that, but I do that all the time. I'm Ali Ostrander right now, like, grinding
literally,
it out.
like, I'm, like, going to be whoever coming down the home stretch, and that really gets me going.
Yeah.
Just, like, pretending. I guess I like running because I pretend all the time.
Yeah.
That's our advice, though. Okay, this one kind of goes hand in hand. What are things you tell yourself mid-race when you feel like you're at your capacity?
Mid-race.
Sometimes, especially in the mile and, like, the 800, like, shorter races, and sometimes in the 5K. Mid-race, I'll be like, oh, this hurts. And then I really quickly, like, snap and be like, let's see how much more it could hurt. And that one, I think I've run some of my best races with that. Like, that's my favorite one. That's probably my number one advice, honestly.
I'm not gonna lie, I tried using that this indoor season, and every time I forgot about it. Like, mid-race, I was like, and then after I was like, oh yeah, I was supposed to tell myself that, and I didn't. But I think that is a good thing to tell yourself.
I mean, it's not gonna be the same for everyone, but
yeah.
That's what I do.
Because for me, it's more like, stop feeling sorry for yourself. Like, like, it hurts, so then I feel my arms and my form, like, go, and I'm like, no, lock in. Like, you know, be tough, biatch, but, but also that's another thing, too, is, like, really focusing on your form, because that's the first thing that's gonna go, and, like, when your body is, like, when your mind is telling, like, I can't, like, you actually can, you know? So, like, kind of just, like, taking hold of your body again, I think is, like, powerful thing. Oh my gosh, sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, I think that's our 2 tips. But, okay, this one, advice for fitting high volume cross-training / regular training into a busy schedule. I think, I mean, you're probably a little bit more, like, packed physical schedule than I ever have been, but I think I've been lucky enough to, like, have time where I could squeeze things in. Like, as a college athlete, there's usually time.
I feel like it kind of, like, you kind of have to be creative with it, you know? Like, think outside the box a little bit. Say, like, your day doesn't have to start at 8 a.m. Like, sometimes it can start at 6 or earlier, and, like, that's what you're gonna have to do to put a double in, or be able to double after work or school or whatever it is that you have. So I think, I don't know, I would just say discipline, mostly, you know?
And just, like, sometimes you have to force yourself. Like, you don't want to, like, the last thing I ever want to do, like, when I remember being injured or cross-training, like, because I would genuinely go swim. I think the pool hours were, like, 10 to 12 sometimes, or something like that. And I would get there at 9:59, and I would swim until 11:59.
No, yeah, and it's like, okay, that was 2 hours of my day, and then you go do something else after that.
Yeah, like, I didn't have time to shower the chlorine off. I was taking my swimsuit off, getting my stuff, and I had my stuff packed for the whole day. I had my swim outfit, then I put on clothes for class, went to class for the rest of the day, ate my packed lunch, and
that's
then
huge though. Like
change into
packing your stuff while you're out already, so you don't have to keep coming back home and changing. Because that's what I started doing last year. Was I would have my workout bag in my car, so I could go straight from work to the locker room, change, and be at practice already. That would save me, like, probably, I don't know, 20 minutes of time, you know?
Definitely.
And then, yeah, I think, like, just forcing yourself when you get home to not sit on your phone or watch TV or do something that's gonna, like, pull you out of running and stuff, and just, like, get home, sit your stuff down, get dressed, and go out. Because I think that's, like, something Andrew and I have kind of ran into, like, this semester. It's like we'll both get home around, like, 4 or 5, and you're obviously just tired, so all you want to do is sit on the couch and, like, do the Wordle and all the strands and the New York Times taped, and, like, make up excuses in your head, like, why you can just wait 10 more minutes, you know? But in reality, you're just pushing it back, so then you're going to have a later dinner, and you're going to be less productive at night, and it's just, like, a whole thing. So I think just being disciplined to stop and get the distractions out of your life a little bit, but it's easier said than done.
Definitely. But sometimes I'm like, okay, if you go run right when you get home, then you have more time after to do all fun stuff, and you don't have to be stressed at all. So you have to kind of, like, make some sacrifices, definitely.
Yeah, I feel like the anxiety just builds when you're just, like, sitting there waiting for it to happen, you know? You're just like, oh, I have to go do this, I have to go do this. But you're still not getting, like, just get up and do it, you know? So.
Because it's always, like, literally once you're out the door, you're good. You're locked in. You are good. It's probably going to feel better than you thought it was going to feel. Like,
it's going to be lighter out. You're going to get home.
You're going to be so proud of yourself. You're going to be like, oh, I love myself.
And then you'll stay in a good routine because you'll go to bed early, and then you'll get it's a whole thing. Yeah. So.
It's a grind, but there are rewards.
Yeah. Which I'm definitely not perfect, because that's, ugh.
No, me either. Like, we procrastinated our run this morning, so who am I to talk? But when I'm busy, I can't. Like, you can't.
Yeah.
Be like, if you procrastinate your run, you're not going to get to class. Like,
yeah. Sometimes that's the key, though, too, is, like, scheduling your day to have things, like, appointments that you have to be at, so you can't mess around. That's actually been a game changer for me, too, is, like, not giving myself time to fool around. But anyways.
Okay. This kind of continues on with that. Favorite cross-training workouts, and if it's possible to stay fit / gain fitness through cross-training.
This is...
I know you've been hurt, so...
Yeah, I think... So, we'll start with our favorite cross-training workouts. Mine? I don't know, actually. I haven't been on the bike in a long time, just because of my IT band. I would say that it used to be biking, for sure. But now that I've been in the pool a lot, I've been making up some really fun pool workouts. And it's actually, like, I'll get a lot of, like, yardage, I guess is what you call it for swimming. But I won't even realize that I'm, like, doing that much, just because, like, the workout is kind of fun. And so I guess, like, breaking up a swim workout like that has been kind of fun for me, but that's been my go-to. Not the cross-country ski machine. That's the least favorite.
Yeah, that looks awful. I'm not even gonna lie.
I'm packing that bad boy up today. We're taking it back tomorrow.
Good. So. My favorite is aqua jogging, 100% all the way, forever. I genuinely think that, like, it's really not that even far behind regular running for me. Like, aqua jogging, though, with those bands.
Yeah.
Bands.
People
I don't even know how to...
Here, I'll explain it. So you take a shoe. This is Andrew.
There's also a YouTube video.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, you could take a shoe and drill a hole through the heel or the
rubber sole.
Yeah, and put a TheraBand through it. Or like a
100-foot bungee cord.
Bungee cord, yeah. Yeah. And
rubber
you throw the bungee cord over the pool, over the, what do you call that?
The dive board. I've done it over like a tree by my pool at home.
Anything that's gonna, like, anchor it.
Yeah.
And you tie, like, a knot into both shoes, so, like, both ends are, and it actually feels like you're running. in the
yeah,
water.
like I have gotten to the point where I'm sweating and like, panting and like borderline lactic because of it.
Yeah.
And this person asked, do you think it's possible to stay fit and gain fitness through cross training? Yeah, because I literally PR'd in cross country, which is cross country PRs are like, but still to do a PR at all in cross country after a month of like no really running.
Yeah.
Was that stupid aqua jogging with the
band.
mean,
that's how I had like that comeback that one season when I was out for so long and came back, and All American still, you know, and I was out for like a month. The injury that I have now, like IT band, I wasn't able to do that because like it's the same movement, so like actually depends on your injury. But for most injuries, you can do the aqua jogging with the bands, and that would be definitely also my recommendation.
Yeah, I think that one keeps you fit for sure. Or swimming. I honestly think swimming, like sometimes biking, you have to go, like I see people sometimes cross training biking, like you have to be going so hard on the bike.
I think
to be
biking like kind of even hurt me more maybe, and I didn't feel it, but like it just tightens up your quads so much, just because you're going for so long and so hard. But but biking is, I love doing my double thresholds on the bike. Like I'll definitely do that when I'm back to full training and stuff. But it definitely is possible to stay fit.
Elliptical. Have you ever ellipticaled?
I think elliptical is very similar to the cross-country ski machine, maybe. Maybe.
I've never been in an elliptical like, I've done it. I've been on the elliptical and, like, tried to cross-train with that. And I literally think I would rather just not run. Not do anything.
Because I've done it before, too. And it, like, it never feels hard enough.
Yeah.
Which maybe it wasn't going hard enough. But, like, I was just like, this is stupid. And the movement is just so weird to me. Like it just felt odd. The arc trainer though, I think I haven't tried the arc trainer, but I think I would like that. That's one where you're like, you know.
I've never tried that either.
But, and I think the cross country ski machine, I think actually did keep me pretty fit, like aerobically, because I was tempoing like pretty dang fast and felt like I was like not even breathing. But I think as far as like just getting, the most important thing is getting your feet underneath you, like to like get healthy enough to do that. But like it's definitely you're able to stay fit cross training. That is but here's a piece of advice too is, oh my gosh, I can't stop coughing. When you're biking or doing elliptical or anything, you should go a time and a half times the running amount. So say you have a 60-minute run, you should cross train for 90 minutes. Which
always more, sadly.
Which is like but that's the rule of thumb.
It's good for you.
Yeah.
It keeps you sane too, so. And
then like for swimming, I do 500 yards for like a mile, just because that's kind of like what I always knew in high school. So if you do a 5,000 yard workout, I'm like, oh, I just almost ran 10 miles pretty much. Which is like kind of crazy, but, and maybe that's not exact, but that's kind of how I've always thought of it.
Yeah, I was just like mentally like really bad that I couldn't run, so I was like, I'll aqua jog as much as I physically can.
Yeah.
Because it literally was the only thing like keeping my brain together.
And it's like you're not gonna get hurt from aqua jogging, you know.
Yeah, so you honestly, could get burnt. Like I don't know if I advise like 3 hours a day swimming, but
I know, because that's a whole part of it too, is like actually still enjoying the training.
Yeah, but definitely think you can stay fit and even gain a little bit of endurance. Maybe not speed, but. Yeah. Okay. Our last kind of combo question is, how does college recruiting work, and what are college coaches looking for?
Dude. Well, obviously we're not college coaches, so we don't know exactly what they're looking for. Yeah. But I know like
I've heard some coaches say that like they don't really like to see high school athletes running a ton of mileage in high school. I mean, maybe if you're like a top recruit, I mean, if you're winning all the national meets and like setting all the national records, you're like Caitlin Tui or something, like, or Sadie Engelhart, they're not going to give a flying toot about how much you're running. But if you're kind of more back end, I mean, if you're not one of the top high school runners and you're running like 70 miles a week or something, like college coaches are going to be like, red flag a little bit.
I think, okay, so here's what I'll say about that is Coach Martin had like a meeting about, you know, your VO2 max and like how to build your aerobic capacity this year. And he said that, you know, some people are kind of hesitant about doing a lot of mileage in high school, but what he said, he's like, it doesn't matter. Like, because if you're aerobically fit in high school, you're like, you can only get better. But then on the other side of that, I kind of see what you're saying, because it's like, yeah, if you're just burned out already in high school, like how much better are you going to get in college? And like what we're saying, there's a right and wrong way to do high mileage. And so I think either way, like coaches can work with you with where you're at.
Yeah. I guess that's true.
But I think you are right. Like, yeah, it kind of just depends.
I've just heard like a few coaches like.
Well, no, I was really. I thought about that too when I was getting recruited. I was like, are they gonna be mad that I only run this amount of miles? But it actually seemed like a more likable thing, that there was more room to work with. But oh my gosh. But yeah, that's what I heard from Coach Martin. So I don't know, but
just like looking for someone who like don't ever. This was something I kind of did when I was emailing coaches, or made sure I didn't do, was like just email them and be like, hey, I want to run for you guys. Like they want to know that you know what program maybe that you want to do, that you've actually looked at what programs the school offers, or you know what kind of training the coach does, or you went and looked at their schedule and know what meets they're going to. Like actually show that you're interested, because it's going to look more attractive. Be like, hi, I looked at your program. I really like the, or I thought it was really cool how you guys placed at the Brian Clay invite, or that you broke the national record or whatever. And you guys have the program I'm interested in studying. I'd love to talk more.
Right.
Rather than like, hey,
these are my times. Please talk to me.
These are my times. Can I run for you?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Then you're like not really personable.
Definitely. See, that's the thing too. Yeah, I think coaches are looking for people to have a good personality on the team. Like, so I went on one visit and we went bowling with the girls and it was really fun. And the next day the coach said, the girl said you were a great fit. Like, and that's the first thing I ask, like, is like, this girl gonna be a good teammate? Is she gonna be like, you know, is she not stuck up, or is she, and so like, and like, I didn't know that was gonna be a thing, you know, I was just like, went bowling and it was fine. But I think, just going on your recruiting visits with an open mind and, just kind of being receptive to anything people are telling you in that moment, you know? Because nobody wants somebody who's, this smoothie does not taste good.
Oh, stop. Oh, gosh. Oh, what anyways. But, yeah, it's less scary than people think it is. I never really felt like that scared of it. I don't know if, like, I was emailing everyone, like any school I found that I was interested in, I'd email them, email the coach. And to do that, you go to their roster, you find their coach, and their email and phone number is usually listed. And you literally just send them an email. Sometimes they have a recruit sheet that you can fill out. Yeah. It's better to just straight up email them. And then what I would do is email the head coach, the assistant coach, the distance coach, the assistant distance coach, the women's coach. Like, I put
them all in one email thread, and there you go.
Everyone was getting the same email, so that sometimes like the assistant women's coach was the one that was going to answer me, or like the GA distance coach was going to answer me. So send it to everyone, because you never know who's going to like make the connection.
For sure. Yeah, and then try to set up as many visits as you can and go everywhere. And the thing I did was I made a pro-con list of all the places I went, and I like kind of looked at that. But the game changer was I made a list of things I wanted out of college, like from most to least, and then whatever like pro-con list matched up with that one, like I was like, I really considered those schools. But yeah, I don't know. The visits are really fun most of the time. Actually, fun fact, my visit to Adams was terrible. I didn't get to meet hardly any of the girls. I got to talk to Coach Martin for like 10 minutes. Didn't know there was even trails to run on in Alamosa until I got to college here. Like, set up my own campus tour. It was just like, what the heck? And it was probably my worst college visit, but I still ended up coming here because I knew what I wanted out of college, and that was to run as fast as I can, and this is where I thought I was going to be able to do that. So, like,
yeah.
The visits you don't have to go somewhere and doesn't have to feel this, like, magical thing, like, oh, I found my place. Because, like, that's what I thought, and, like, that's not what happened for me, but it clearly worked out.
That is what happened for me, though. Because I was literally committed to run somewhere else. And then I went on my Adams visit, and I remember, like, 2 days, I went to visit Adams, had a good visit, met the girls, watched them work out, went to dinner with them, like, hung out. And then I went to visit at Western State, which is, like, 2 hours away, like, our rival school. And that visit was also, but, like, I got, like, I don't know, we went to, like, a haunted house, and I just got, like, an actual haunted house, like, not, like, a Halloween house, but it was, like, a abandoned haunted house, and I just, like, literally, like, it made me feel so uncomfortable and, like, scared. And then we had to drive back through Alamosa on my way back home after both visits, and we stopped, and I ran in Cole Park, which is, like, where Adams does their workout, and I was, like, I did, like, a 2-mile run, and I was running laps, and I was like, I don't want this to be my last run in Cole Park.
Aww.
It was, like, it was a cold day. It was, like, February, and I was, like, I literally, like, I feel so sad, like, I could cry, like, I don't want this to be my last workout in Cole Park. And I got back home, and I was like, my gut is, like, telling me not to go to the school I'm already, like, saying I'm gonna go to.
That's so crazy.
And so I messaged Megan, one of the girls on the team, and I was like, do you think they would take me even though I, like, committed to a different school? And she was like, yeah, girl. So I swapped and went to Adams.
Anything can happen. The world is like, you know, you can commit to another school and still change your mind.
Literally. Exactly. So.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
But.
I remember, like, I committed to Adams, and I was like, I might have just made the worst decision of my life. Like, I don't know. And then my dad was kind of like, you're only thinking about running. Like, you need to think about the rest of your life. And I was like, it's fine, Dad. Like, so then, like, I was kind of second-guessing it for that reason. And then I got hurt the summer coming. And I was like, I know I made the wrong decision. But then I was driving into Alamosa. And so when the first time I drove into Alamosa, it was dark out. So I didn't, like, see the pass or anything. Like, it was just me and my mom, and I was just, like, dark. And then we didn't go back through Alamosa, the pass. We went through New Mexico. So I didn't see any of that. We were driving, and I, like, almost started crying because I was like, oh, this is beautiful. And, like, then we went to practice, and I could only bike with the girls, but, like, I saw the trails and the, like, Mount Blanca and all this, and I was like, holy F, this place is, like, incredible, you know? And so then, like, right then, I knew I made the right decision. But until then, I had no idea. I was like, I just full sent into the deep end, and here we are. But it worked out. Also, here's the other thing, too. I think some college programs are bad. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So don't just, like, la-di-di pick a college. But I think a lot of the time, college is kind of what you make it. And so, I don't know. Trying to just be optimistic and realize that it's not going to be perfect. There's going to be hard stuff.
It's going to be hard. It's going to be freaking hard. Like, I feel like sometimes people are like, oh, like the glitz and the glamour of being a college athlete. Like, I can't wait. And, like, like, there are moments where, like, gear day, yay!
Yeah.
Or, like, going to the travel meet, super fun. But then there's times where, like, you are really sad, and it's really hard.
And you're alone, and you're away from home.
And like, it's tough. But I really think that those moments make you a better athlete, a better person, a better student.
Like, really, like, you're growing up, you know? Like, it's, like, literally college is where you grow up, so obviously there's gonna be tough times, but it's, like, worth it. And, like, both of us met, like, our best friends in college, and
that's key. Like,
we were all with each other through all those times.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, well, everything sucks, and I am so sad and hurt right now, but at least my friends live in my apartment with me.
Like, I remember, like, being hurt one time and just sad, and everybody's like, we're going to Dairy Queen. and like stuff like that. It's like, yeah, I'm in a hard spot right now, but I have the best people in my life, you know? So just trying to find a good community, and like that's gonna be key to your experience. But
definitely,
yeah,
nothing good in life is easy.
I also, here's the other thing I would say about nothing good in life is about getting recruited is have questions prepared, because they're gonna ask you like, what questions do you have for me? It's almost like a job interview, and so you don't want to be like, oh, I don't have any, because that's gonna show the coach like, oh, I didn't care about this enough.
Like, always have one. At least one.
Yeah, I remember one time I was on the call, on a recruiting call, and I was like, I don't know how many questions to ask, so I looked up online, like while I'm on the phone, I'm like, recruiting questions to ask, like, and I just kept going, and like,
that's good though. At least you cared. Like, you cared enough to look it up. Like, that's all that matters.
Yeah, but I was hella stressing. But
yeah, that's a good one, actually.
Anyways.
Yeah.
What made you choose the colleges you're running at?
Oh.
We kind of went through that, I guess. I did.
Well, yeah, I told you I chose Adams. I chose Suffolk because they had a grad program I wanted, and then, like, right away the coach seemed like he really cared about me, and I told him, I was like, my training at Adams has clearly been working, like, I don't want to change things too much, and he was like, all right, like, that's okay, we'll just do, like, a few of the things I do training-wise, but we can keep it pretty similar to what you've been doing, which I thought was really important, because, like, how much are you going to change with a grad student who's been running for 5 years and only has 1 year?
Yeah, exactly.
You can't really do much. And yeah, he was like really supportive, and I texted with the girl. I didn't come on a visit here. I texted with the girls, and they were all so nice. And like answered any questions I needed, answered, and I liked Boston because we'd come here to race. So I was like, I knew this was somewhere I could see myself, and just like a lot of like opportunities for the future, because I only have 1 year of running, and I wanted to stay wherever I was next for a while. So I was like, this is a good place for the next step. But also just a weird situation. But the coach and the girls was a key one. Oh, and the facilities, because there was a couple other schools I applied to, and I was like, well, where do you practice in the winter? Because if I'm moving to New England, I want an indoor facility. And they were like, oh, no, we have only an outdoor track. And I was like, oh,
oh, no, that's not going to work for me.
Like, oh, no. And, like, Epic doesn't have their own indoor track, but we have the New Balance track. So I had an indoor facility, and if that wasn't available, we have another indoor track available. So perfect. And we have our own outdoor track. So I was like, okay, they have facilities. Like, they don't need to be bougie. I don't need the bougiest facility. I just need to be able to work out inside in the middle of the winter.
You came from Adams State. You don't need to be bougie.
No, literally. Yeah. But
yeah, that's kind of the, like, it's actually kind of makes you, the facilities don't matter as much as people think. Some people think you need this big fancy place to work out in, and it's like, no, actually, I'll take the old bubble and the
or
Rex
like
gym.
Fancy locker rooms. Like, what are those good for except
like,
the cool picture?
Who cares? Like, it doesn't matter.
Like, I don't have a locker here, but I like have a locker room I'll put my stuff in sometimes, and we share it with the softball team. Like, I don't care.
No, like it doesn't matter. Like, it's literally where you change. If you're doing anything else in the locker, what are you doing? Like,
no, like, I'm not here for like a free snack bar in the weight room and like 17 weightlifting racks and a fancy locker room and like media day galore. I'm here to run fast.
Exactly.
Like,
I guess I could see if you were like on the volleyball team where you have to have like plays and stuff, or like the softball or whatever, watch screen, like maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I mean, maybe some people like the glitz and the glam is okay. That's what they want. But I was like, I could not care less about what this place looks like as long as I can improve.
I just want to run fast. I just want, literally, because fun fact, I wasn't going to even go to college. I was going to go into the military, and that was my plan. I was first going to be a firefighter, and then I was going to go to the military, and then I started getting, like, recruiting letters, and then Adams State was the first, like, really good school to reach out to me. Actually, they reached out to my coach, who then forwarded me the email, and I'm from Colorado, and I've never heard of Adams State before. And I read the email, and they were like, we have this amount of national titles, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't give a flying fork. I was like, congrats. Like, I don't care. I don't know if, like, my brain wasn't comprehending, like, that was a cool thing.
Yeah.
But, like, I didn't care. And then, that's when I started talking with, like, Coach Granado at the time. I was like, oh, shoot, I could actually go to college. And, like, this is, like, kind of my way out a little bit. And so that's kind of, like, how I decided that I was going to even go to college. But, yeah. So anything was better than boot camp at that point. But
anything was more glamorous than boot camp.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
But, so funny.
Anyway, that's the end of all our questions.
Yeah. Thanks for everybody who gave them.
Yeah, you can follow the Instagram if you don't already.
Yeah, we have good content. I'm off of my social media cleanse, so everybody, I'll be back on that. And it's also outdoor season, so we'll have some good outdoor content. I'm also back running.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Oh my gosh. If you don't follow the Instagram, you're going to be missing out because this is only Instagram is like every day.
The Instagram is literally our burner account where we just post everything. So, if you really want to know
on Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
But that's all for this week, everybody.
Well, catch you next Sunday. Bye.
Bye.
Okay.